Hello, it's about 20 past 10 at night here. We're coming up to the time of the year, the sort of equinox with the longest day, so it's still quite light. I really like this time of year, but it's kind of this sad feeling like it's getting to the stage where it's going to start turning. But at the same time the weather's getting better, but it's still really light, as you can see. I've come out for a walk. I'm on top of a hill in a park, sitting on a bench, if this doesn't make sense. So you might not even be able to see me, but I've come out for a walk. There's absolutely, as far as I can see, there's no one in the park. It's a really nice night, really light. And where is everyone? You know, we've got this nice park. And I find that a lot, even on really nice days. Nice evenings, I guess. Well, there is a few people. People walking their dog, of course. And I find that we've got loads of parks here in Glasgow, and really nice parks. And there's no one out a lot of the time. Some people are maybe scared. They maybe think there's bad people out there. So I can understand safety issues for people. But I've come out for a walk just to get out and see what's happening out in the world, I guess, and just get under the sky, you know. It's good to get outside. But it's one of these things that so often in life I've had these moments where I've went somewhere or went to something, and I like to try and think. I like to think I'm sort of spontaneous. Some people coming up here. So, like if I see a poster and it's some event that's of interest to me, I'll take action and go and see what's happening. Or if I love going to see talks. I love going to see people speaking and things like that. So if ever there's something like that on, I'll go along. Even if it's weird or random or something, you know, that I've never even heard of or whatever. And there's been various occasions where I've went along to lectures and I've been the only one in the room. There's just me. You know, it's so funny like that, because a lot of the times people don't really know. Well, very few people really know or have a network big enough, you know, to fill a room and things like that. And and people underestimate how hard it is to get a room full of people to come to a talk or something. But I'm the kind of guy that if I see a poster or something, I'll maybe write it down, put it in my diary. Most people won't do that. And that makes the difference a lot of the time. It's the things that you're prepared to do that other people won't do, or that you think are important. And there's, in this, if you look out over the city, there's thousands of people that live in this area, tens of thousands. You know, if you look out to have access to this park, really nice night, nice and quiet. And it's very few people have come out for a walk, just to come out and enjoy the park. And what I'm taking from this is those experiences. Whenever I end up somewhere and I'm the only person, and things like, even, you know, the first year I went to Woodstock and I was the only person there from Scotland, you know, or I was the only person from, one of the few people from the UK. And and that's the same with the diet and the lifestyle. Like, I'm willing to give these ideas a go. I'm willing to see someone talk about raw food and try it out, just out of curiosity. And you end up the same kind of situation as this. You end up being the only person around, or one of the few people doing it. And a lot of you out there probably know what I'm talking about. You're the only person out, whatever you're doing, or you feel like you are, that's out there trying out a raw food diet or trying to explore it, moving towards health, because there's not many people moving towards health, because people don't, a lot of the times just people, they don't put it as a very high priority, or they don't realise the seriousness of how bad what they're what they're doing is and what it could lead to, and the whole world is advertising and marketing to them a message of, junk food's fun and good. Oh my god, that was quite scary. Like junk food and everything's all fine, it's all happy, and you can stay healthy and don't worry and have a balanced diet, have some fruit now and then, but not too much, and not too much salad and all this, and saturated fat's okay, and eating meat's fine, and on and on. And most people aren't even willing to look past that or look further into it. I think a lot of the people that are into what you call alternative lifestyles, it's important that we do this, because so many people do just follow the culture, and they believe it, and they believe that it's right. It's like that film Forrest Gump. a friend of mine once analysed Forrest Gump, and he said Forrest Gump is a film that's basically saying, if you do what you're told all your life by society and the government, then you'll end up being really successful. And if you're a hippie and try and do different things and try and protest, you'll end up committing suicide or falling, like the girlfriend falls off a balcony or dies or something. I can't remember exactly, but she dies, I think, of cancer. Yeah, that's right. She doesn't commit suicide, she dies of cancer. But Forrest Gump, basically, all his life, just people told him, join the army or do this or do that, and he just did it. And his friend said, you should be in my shrimp company or whatever, and he became a millionaire, and like, that's what happens if you just follow what culture, and it's just not, it's not true, It's and especially true with health. The idea, if you just do what your doctor tells you, and what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people who get into raw foods and alternative lifestyles, we've all come to this conclusion earlier on that something wasn't right. Now, whether that's what's taught in school or the medical industry or whatever that is, we just get this inkling that something isn't right, and we start to make changes or do our own investigations, and when we do that and make those changes, we get confirmation that it was right to follow that instinct, and confirmation that what's prescribed for people in the wider sense of the word, not just prescribed medically but everything else, is maybe not always the best situation for everyone. So we start to question things, so we come across information about raw food, and there's a friend of mine in work, and he's open to raw food and things like that, but it's because he's so open to the idea that everything's wrong, that everything's society. You'll find if you go to raw food stuff and everything, events and things like that, the people are also into, they're open, or they've heard about conspiracy theory stuff and all the alternative lifestyle stuff and everything, and they're searching for a better way of life. They're searching for something better to get out of the of the rat race and everything else. So we end up, when we pursue that path, we end up alone, because there's not that many people who, in statistically, that are actually willing to make that jump, especially with food. And some some people just get to that point where life and what life can be and what their experience can be is potentially more important than what they're eating. So they're happy to give up what they loved to eat before because they've got an inkling that there's something better. There's something within them that's been held back, and what that is health. Health is natural. It's not something that you need to medicate for or create or prescribe. It's a natural reaction to living in a line with the lifestyle factors that create health, and those lifestyle factors are the ones that have supported us for the millions of years that our species has been on the earth. So that's why the raw food diet makes so much sense and helps people out so much. But the impact is not just, the body and a few organs heal up, or your heart pumps better or something, or some vague thing like the body works better like a machine. Everything holistically, everything changes, and your mind and your awareness and your emotions and so many of these things. And going on a raw food diet just makes you confront so many of your own weaknesses. For some people, they might struggle with social anxieties and things like that, of that nature perhaps. And in a raw food diet, you have to really start dealing with that, because you're going to be in situations where you're going to have to find ways of speaking to people, communicating, and you're going to get a lot of attention because of the way you eat, and you eat in a weird way, and you're going to have to start dealing with that and dealing with the reaction that people are going to get, and probably humour is the best way of dealing with it. But at the same time, I always think about, before I got into raw food, and why I came across it and why it started coming into my life, or the information, or why I allowed it into my life, whatever you want to put it, why I searched for it. I was just looking for the next level. I was at a plateau in my life. I was at a plateau where I was doing a lot of personal development kind of stuff, and meditating a lot, and pursuing all that, pursuing spirituality, pursuing positive thinking, pursuing martial arts, and various things that were improving my life so much. But I was plateauing at some point, and I thought, what's the next level? Where is the next level? Actually kind of put it out there to the world in a sense. And I started to come across stuff about raw food, and my friend posted a video about veganism, and I watched, it was Earthlings, and I watched that, and I just thought, that's the straw for me, because I was vegetarian. I was moving away from dairy just naturally, moving away from eggs just naturally, just didn't enjoy them, wasn't enjoying them, was feeling the reaction I was getting from it. Eggs I didn't like the smell of, especially when they came back out of my body. Milk, dairy, and all that kind of thing. It was just, I always knew it was bad. I always knew it wasn't giving a good impact on my health. So I started to just move away. So when I saw that vegan video, I just thought, well, I've not got much to lose anymore. And immediately, because I was open enough to it, I know that there's probably ideas out there in society that aren't correct. So when I saw a video on YouTube, when I was researching veganism, and I thought when I was going vegan, and we've got to all remember where we came from, because I thought as well that I needed supplementation. You needed something if you were going vegan. You needed to eat in some special way. So I started to research on YouTube, and I came across a video and I had no idea what I typed in, probably vegan protein or something like that, or how to get protein. I don't know what I typed in, and I came across a video called The Protein Myth, and that 5 minute or so video, The Protein Myth, Tim Van Orden, and I think it's Tim giving a talk, a clip of Tim giving a talk in 2007. Looks like a small, maybe it's a raw food cafe or a vegan cafe or something, who knows. And obviously on that night, for whatever reason, Tim was recording, and he took that clip and put it up on YouTube in 2007. And who knows how many years later I stumbled upon that video, and the message was so strong that it just hit me straight away. I just thought, this guy is right. Fruits and vegetables, that's what it's all about. You don't need... It just made so much sense. It just hit me because I was ready for it to come. I was ready for it, and when he said stuff like, you know, he puts on muscle and he's only eating fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, and that just hit me so squarely. That was the truth. There was something this guy was saying, and Tim obviously just radiates health and positivity anyway. And I just started to follow that path and allow the information, take the information, start to slowly, didn't go 100%, started to experiment with 100%, but I didn't have a commitment to it. And just went towards it. Came across Tim's videos, great for inspiration. He didn't have many videos on exactly how he was eating. Came across Durian Rider. Came across food and 80-10-10 diet. Some more specific information on here's an exact program to follow and stuff. And just started to get into it, and was just so just got caught up and thought, this is it, this is what I've been looking for, the next step. But that transition and that moving towards it was so hard. I'm telling you that, you know, I'm not saying I'm the most accomplished person in life, but I've got a university degree, postgraduate qualifications or whatever. I've got a black belt in second degree black belt, whatever, in a martial art. Learned how to play guitar, learned how to make music. Really, you know, I've achieved and accomplished a lot of things. But changing your diet is the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing. Especially to 100% raw. Going to 100, it's the hardest and the most significant achievement to do that, really, I think, because you deal with so many attachments and emotional stuff and mental stuff and physical stuff. It just everything gets challenged. Everything gets challenged, and you're doing it alone. Most part, for most people, you end up doing it mostly alone because you are, I guess, in a way, you're a pioneer, you're an outlier, and you start doing these things. Now, what I want to say is this video, the battery's going to start to run out, so I'm going to bring this to an end, but I've really enjoyed making this video and speaking to you out there. But I'm telling you, if you're out there doing this, keep going and enjoying it, and battle. And there'll be times where you hate fruit, you know. There'll be times when you'll have so many weird experiences with the detox and all that. But we're all out here on YouTube and wherever, encouraging you, because we know how important it is to you and to the people around you who will be affected by you. because this is a worthy goal and ambition to change your diet. It's a worthy and noble cause to put your energy into. Don't think you're being selfish. When people think you're selfish because you're spending time doing raw food or whatever, it's a worthy cause. Keep going, and you will inspire people, and you'll be amazed at the effect of it. Just, embrace health and embrace a passionate life. Okay, thank you for listening.